playing our county rival, Eastern, going up against the Salem Lions. Looking at my calculations, I don't think that we have seen each other in the sectional since 2003. So this is we've been in different classes for year after year after year, and just even when we were in the same class, we never end up playing each other. So it's been 23 years in the making, 24 years in the making, if you want to count. However, that we've not seen each other in the tournament, so a rare sighting. So excited to get going. This is night 2 of sectional 46. Last night in the sectional, we had 2 games here. We had the first game was Clarksville and Mitchell. Clarksville was on top, won down 48-18. And then the second game, Crawford County was victorious over Lanesville, and they will go on to play on. Clarksville will play Crawford on Friday night at 6 o'clock. And then tonight's 2 games, Eastern will play Salem. The second game tonight will be Paoli versus Providence. And then those 2 teams will see each other in the second game on Friday, and then the championship will be on Saturday, the winner of both of those nights. Tonight we also have, on another broadcast, I think the Borden is in action at West Washington. That sectional got canceled last night due to weather. If you're from out of the area, we had a crazy, just rapid snowfall for like an hour and a half, and all of a sudden we went from nothing on the ground to several inches on the ground. It was kind of a weird thing. I'm very fortunate we were able to get our games in last night. We already kind of had all the teams. I think Sean talked to our athletic director, talked to all the ADs and said, hey, we're coming. We're getting this thing in. So we were able to get all that done, and everybody was able to get home safely. So we were very fortunate to be able to not postpone. You know, you kind of change the whole week and change the whole routine. But then we had several county schools out of school today. So for these girls, they kind of maybe had an awkward sectional day where they didn't have school all day. They had virtual classes and all that kind of stuff, and then they got to come in and get ready tonight. But both teams are in the same boat, so I'm sure both these teams are going to be ready to play. And who better to play than your county rival? Both teams coming in from very different seasons. Salem been kind of hot and cold. They had a rough start to the season and had got several wins there in the middle of the season, and then have just played some really tough competition. Their last 4 games going against Springs Valley, Southwestern, Charlestown, and Austin. Just 4 very, very tough opponents. Coming in 8-15 on the season. Eastern's coming in at 14-7. Their last 2 games, one we had canceled, and then the last 2 games against Silver Creek and Borden, 2 of the one of the top teams in 3A, and then one of the top teams in 1A. And Eastern unable to get over the hump in both of those games. Again, coming in 14-7. 2 teams that I don't know that could be more similar, other than the age of the girls. You've got a very guard-heavy team on both sides of the table. You've got Salem's got 4 girls averaging in that 8 to 12 points a game, and Eastern's got 4 girls averaging about 8 to 12 points a game. Again, these are teams super deep. Salem's going to play about 6 or 7, maybe 8 girls, and Eastern's going to play about 7. So it's not going to rotate 9 or 10 girls deep. Big difference tonight. Salem's playing a whole slew of freshmen. They've got a very young squad. I know that there's definitely growing pains that goes along with freshmen. And Eastern's kind of the opposite. Got a lot of juniors and seniors, a lot of girls with a lot of experience. We'll see how this plays out tonight. You know, for Salem, you've got 7 different freshmen. So this is their first sectional action. First time that they're seeing this stage at this level, this time. All that goes into the preparation and you know, the extra excitement in the crowd and the gym and the band and everything. We'll see kind of if that's going to play a factor, especially early in the game. You know, how quickly can these freshmen get settled in? And then if you're Eastern on the other side of this, how quickly can they kind of take advantage of having some experience? All these girls have had the experience, and they've played at this level, had some success at this level. Again, very excited to see how this is going to play out. For Salem, Salem right now is averaging about 46 a game, so playing in that mid-40s, but right now giving up just over 50. Eastern likes to play in the 50s and 60s if they can. These last couple games have just been really kind of in an offensive lull, but averaging about 53 a game and giving up about 42 a game. We're going to see we've been able to have some success with our press with a guard-heavy team like Salem. I don't know if they're going to try to come out and put some pressure on them right away, right from the get-go, and see if that was kind of the part of the game when we played them earlier in the season, we had some moments of press where we were able to break down. There was one run that was about a 10-0 run that kind of made the difference of the game. These two did face each other. We look back at the date. That was going to be November 21st. That was the first or second week of the season. Eastern did win that game 59-41. I will tell you that both of these teams are very, very different teams than what they were back in the first week of the season. Yeah, I know that Eastern is playing a very different style. They've been a little bit more controlled here late in this last little bit. Obviously, we're playing some bigger teams and some ranked teams, so you're not going to just be able to score a whole bunch of points. You're going to have to earn everything. And Salem's kind of been the same way. As they get started the season, they're probably playing a little faster than what they've kind of settled into at this point. So as they've kind of slowed down just a little bit as far as their pace and rhythm, well, again, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup tonight. We'll see kind of whose strategy is going to win tonight. For Salem, we'll look at some stats. It's got Amity Bat coming in, average about 8 points and about 4 rebounds a game. You got Marissa Redmond with almost 10 points a game and about 5 rebounds a game. Hadley Keith, almost 10 points a game and a couple rebounds a game. Alexis Moslin chipping in almost 5 rebounds a game. And then Kinsley Hallwell leading them at just over 12 points a game. So as I said, 4 girls are all averaging. You got 8, 9.7, 9.5, 12.2. They're going to spread the ball around. They're going to shoot quite a bit. Looking at the season, they've shot almost 453s this year. That's a lot. If you don't follow basketball or don't follow stats, they will shoot a lot of them. But they're shooting right now almost 30% from 3, which that's a good number. In girls basketball, when you can shoot 30-35% from 3, that's a good number, something that you can take to the bank, something that you can definitely bank in your strategy. So we'll see. Can we? Is the Musketeer press, is it going to keep them kind of out of that rhythm? Are they going to drop back to that zone? Say they're going to be able to get up a bunch of shots. Who's going to get hot for them? Who's going to kind of lead the way for the Lady Lions? For the Musketeers, very similar stat track. You've got Sydney Burton averaging about 11 a game and 7 rebounds. Addie Smith leading us at 12.4 a game and about 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 or 4 steals a game. Katie Hunter averaging just under 9 points a game and about 4 rebounds. Avery Smith, one of our leading rebounders, second leading rebounder. She is back and healthy. Bailey Robbins coming in about 8 points a game. So it's kind of the same option. We got four very different scores. I think Eastern, when we've had 4 double-digit scorers, that's been a recipe for success for us. When we've only been able to get 1 or 2 or even a third girl in double figures, that's not been real good for us. We've just not played as well. So I think that's going to be huge for us. I think which team is going to get 4 girls in double figures. I think that'll be telling at the end of this game. If Salem's got 4 girls that are close to double figures, it's going to be a tough night for the Musketeers. And I think if the Musketeers go the other direction, I think it's going to be a load to handle. I definitely think Eastern does have the advantage inside with Burton and even Hunter inside, and then Avery just their athleticism. I don't know that Salem's post players are going to be able to match up with them very well. I know Salem's going to play zone, so they're going to try to take away those drives. Eastern a very drive-heavy team, so Salem's that zone is going to try to shut that down as good as they can. So can Eastern get to the rim? Can they get into the paint? And can they make something happen against this zone? And then again, like any other time, really any sectional basketball, who's going to take care of the basketball? So I know we've thrown a lot of basketball lingo at you, but again, I'm just excited. This is always the favorite time of year in Indiana. This is what high school sports is. This is my favorite time of year. You get to see the sectional, and everybody, regardless of the last 25 games, regardless of the season, you come in 0-0, fresh start. Again, it's an interesting opportunity for both of these teams that they're going up against their county rivalries. One of the games that they started the season with, and you get all kind of the hype and the hoopla right there before Thanksgiving, and then you get to bookmark the first round of sectional at the end of the season with the same game. So again, this will be for whoever's going to go on to play tomorrow or Friday night. They will play the winner of the second game. Second game again is going to be Providence versus Paoli. That'll be the game tonight. And we'll see. We'll see how this plays out tonight. We will be back in airing that game on Friday night. Regardless of the outcome tonight, we'll try to air that game, and then we should have the championship game on Saturday night here on 97.9 WSLM. We are going to cut for a commercial break. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and tip-off of this game. Again, this is Sectional Handysmeyer, WSLM Lady Musketeer Basketball. This is Sectional 46 coming to you from Eastern High School.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the quarter pounder with cheese, along with the spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is the Play of Fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious fries. They're hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into McDonald's in Salem, West Baden, and Mitchell before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink and that one-of-a-kind Mickey D's sweet tea. Or hot or cold coffee drinks from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-through now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-thru open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch WSLM's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it. This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana.
It's Caleb again with John Jones Auto Group. 2026 is here, and with a new year comes a new you. New goals, new plans, and maybe a new ride. At John Jones Auto Group, we believe the vehicle you drive can match where you're headed next. Whether that's a dependable truck, a family SUV, or something that just makes getting behind the wheel feel exciting. We're proud to serve Southern Indiana with locations in Salem, Scottsburg, Gordon, and Greenville. Make 2026 the year of the new you with a new ride from John Jones Auto Group. You see so many because they pay so little.
Marshall Monuments will be celebrating its 80-year birthday and open house this Saturday, January 31st, at their new location at 205 North Main Street in Salem. The open house is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. 2 $500 raffles will be drawn for the purchase of any monument of the winner's choice. 10 additional winners will be drawn to win a pair of vases with any purchase. Marshall Monuments continues to provide excellence and experience and takes pride in workmanship and guarantees satisfaction in the final product, and look forward to seeing you in their new showroom on Main Street. Corey Churchman and the staff at Marshall Monuments do everything by hand and stand by the quality of their work. When you're dealing with Marshall Monuments in Salem, you're working with expert craftsmanship and specially trained stone artisans. Call or text today at 812-883-2938 for a free estimate and to set up an appointment to see their quality work. Or stop by the shop at their new location of 205 North Main Street in Salem. Top quality stonework at hometown prices. Come see the best monuments in Southern Indiana since 1945.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Before by Duke Energy shareholders.
High school sports are different, especially in Indiana, and these Hoosier student-athletes couldn't agree more.
We all know the saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball. But this is Indiana. Well, the same is true for all high school sports in Indiana, like volleyball, and soccer, and softball, and track, and so many more. We're passionate about high school sports in Indiana. They're an undeniable part of our state's culture. They're woven into the DNA of our community. It's what we dedicate our time to. It's what brings us all together. It's what we celebrate. And as a high school student-athlete, that's a pretty special environment to grow in, representing your school and having your entire community behind you.
Being a high school student-athlete in Indiana is something we never take for granted. And it's an experience we'll never forget either.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Nutty. Support Hoosier student-athletes like these by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is who we are. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back here at Eastern High School, about ready to tip off. The Musketeers are coached by Ms. Taylor Drury, and the Salem Lions are coached by Mr. Wade Tomlinson. Again, excitement in the air. Eastern's going to start with, it's going to be Bailey Robbins, Sydney Burton, Addie Smith, Avery Smith, and Katie Honor. Meanwhile, for Salem, it's going to be number 1, Anthony Bass. It's going to be Marissa Redmond, McCadley Keith, Alexis Maudlin, and Kinsley Hollowell. Looks like, I think I got that right. Tip is to Addie Smith. Eastern is going to get it to Honor. Honor's going to drive. A lot of contact, no call. Honor drove right down the baseline. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. It's going to be Eastern basketball underneath the basket. Salem in a 2-3 zone. Eastern gets it into Robbins. Robbins gets it into Burton. Almost threw it away. Finds Avery Smith. Pulls up in the middle of the lane. No good. It's going to be rebounded there by Maudlin. And it's going to be stolen there by Robbins. Just picked her pocket. Addie Smith's going to go. Finds Robbins. Robbins gets blocked. And there's going to, goodness gracious, there were 3 girls absolutely killing Bailey. And Maudlin's going to take it away. It's going to be Maudlin on top of the Eastern man-to-man. Not what I expected tonight. It's going to be Keith out top being guarded by Addie Smith. Over to Bat. Bat tries to get in the lane. She's being guarded there by Robbins. Bat, little runner down the sideline. Banks it in. Addie Smith's going to bring it up. There. It's going to be out to Robbins on the wing. Out to Addie Smith. Over the corner to Robbins. Robbins for 3. No good. It's going to be an air ball. And rebounded by Redmond. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. It's going to be Salem basketball. Eastern is going to press. Looks like a diamond. It's going to be stolen there by Avery. Looks like she stepped out of bounds. Salem's going to bring it in. 2-0 advantage. 6:53 to play. Eastern in that diamond press. Inbound to Keith. Gets it up the sideline to Bat. Got a trap there. It looks like a jump ball. Almost, it's going to be over to Maudlin. Kicks it over to Hollowell for 3. No good. Rebound by Burton. So far, officials letting the play. A lot of contact. Ball up to Katie Honor on the wing for 3. No good. Rebound Salem. Get a lot of pace. I think Coach Tomlinson saying slow down. It's going to be Keith. Kicks it out to Redmond. Redmond thought about a 3. Out to Bat. Bat drives. And gets all the way to the rim for 2. Again, that was a little too easy there for Emily Bass. He was able to just go right by Robbins, get to the rim. Not a lot of help side there. Salem in his own. Robbins for 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded there by Salem. Gets it out to Keith. Keith brings it up. Gets it to Bat. Bat trying to dribble down the left side. She's going to try to jump and do some kind of move. There was a wall of defenders there, and she just jumped right back on the ground. They're going to call her for a travel. And she kind of just laughed herself off of that play. 4-0 in favor of the Lions. Addie Smith brings the ball up. Trainer just checked into the game for Robbins. Down on the wing, or on the sideline to Avery Smith. Cross court to her sister Addie. Addie gets to the rim. No good. Those are ones we got to get in. She gets almost all the way to the block. Has an open look. We got to be able to convert those. Bat out top. Eastern still in that man-to-man. Bat's going to drive down the lane. She's going to get right to the rim and score another 2. Amity Bat's on a 6-0 run by herself, and Eastern is going to call a timeout. Probably a wise decision by Coach Drury. We're going to cut to a commercial break. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one
picks you up, you see the second, and you're like, oh, right, the wall stickers, check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations covered, subject to policy terms.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. Again, Sectional 46. This broadcast, one of our sponsors is Sullivan Feed Mill. If you need anything farming-related or even household-related, Junior and Yvonne Sullivan are there to take care of you right there in town. Locally owned, locally operated. They're just great people to deal with. If you need something, I'm sure if he doesn't have it, he can get it. I've dealt with him on many occasions. They do just a great job for us. To the game, Salem's up 6-0 at the hands of Amity Bat. She's been able to just get to the rim pretty much at will so far in this first 2.5 minutes. 5:22 here to play. Coach Drury needed a timeout and say, hey, we've got to guard somebody. In the corner, down to Honor. Back to Honor. Honor gets into the lane. A lot of contact. She goes up. No good. And they're going to get her for a foul on that rebound. It's a ton of contact. So far, officials have kind of let them play through that contact. Katie just kind of in a frustration tries to go get a tie-up, and she's going to get a foul there. Eastern sets up their diamond press. Inbound to Keith. Keith tosses it over the top to Bat. Bat gets it up to Maudlin. Back out to Keith. Salem able to break the press that time. Maudlin out to Keith. Keith tries to get in the lane. Ball's going to be, she tries to get it into the post. It's going to be deflected, and that's going to be a jump ball. It is going to be in favor of Salem. 35 Wilson had checked into the game for Salem. Now it looks like Hollowell's going to check back into the game for Salem. Eastern man-to-man out of bounds. Able to toss it in. That's going to go through Hollowell out top. And they're going to get it back to Keith. She's going to try to set something up. Keith tries to get in the lane. Finds Redmond. Out to Hollowell. Back to Redmond, top of the key. Trying to set that high ball screen there for Keith. Back over to Redmond. Little ball screen from Wilson. Kicks out to Keith. Keith thought about a three. Nope. Tries to pull back out. Kick over to, that's going to be to Maudlin. Back to Redmond. Redmond fires from about 15. No good. Rebound Eastern. Addie Smith off to the races. She's going to try to get to the rim. Kicks out to Bailey Trainer. Over in the corner to Honor. Honor for three. No good. That's Avery Smith. They're going to say that she's out of bounds. Avery Smith working on that offensive glass. He's going to be crucial, I think. Can we keep these possessions going on our misses? Avery's kind of the key to that. He's able to break the press, gets it up to Maudlin. Tries to throw it back across the Keith and throws it out of bounds. That was Redmond. I don't know exactly what she was seeing. Really just threw it really wide, nowhere for her to go. Like Eliza Steer's going to check in for the Musketeers. Salem in a man-to-man right now. And they're just kind of sagging off. That's going to be Trainer for three, and good. Kind of an odd. They just kind of let her have it. I was a little surprised by that. Wilson gets it back to Keith. Keith's able to dribble down the sideline, throws it over the top. Almost going there by Burton. She's going to tip it out of bounds. Good pressure there by the Musketeers. I think can we get these freshmen to speed up and play faster than they're comfortable, just to kind of make those kind of passes. Derek's going to check in there for Burton. 3.5 minutes to play. Salem with a 6-3 to lead. Eastern going to try to go out and get a little jump trap, that little 1-2-2 trap that they do sometimes. Ball across to Wilson on the time, gets it back over to Keith. Oh, wow, she got by with a carry. That was a terrible miss there by that official. I think Keith got by with the travel there. Bat's going to fire for three. No good. Going to be rebounded there by Avery Smith. Good rebound, good hustle there by Avery. I thought the official got two misses right there. Addie Smith's going to get the lane, gets by Bat, and that's going to be good. Nice move there by Addie Smith. She gets by Bat and kind of got her head. She kind of just flings it up there, kind of an underhand fling, and it kind of rolled around the rim and fell through. So looks like Maudlin's going to check into the game for Redmond, for the Lions. Addie Smith's got a chance to tie this game. 2:59 to play Salem up 6-5. Addie's first free throw, only free throw, is good. And that's going to tie the ball game. That's 6. Keith going up against this press. Goes over the top to Bat. They try to get another, and that's going to be Bat throws it away. Sterrett on the break. She's going to try to go to the rim, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds by Bat. That's not normally the one that leads the break, but able to get there. Just Bat makes a smart play, tips it out of bounds. Addie Smith inbound to Trainer. Trainer left wide open again. No good. I don't know if that's a scouting report or what, but they left her wide open a couple times. Keith brings it up, being guarded there by Addie Smith. Kicks it out to Hollowell. Hollowell pulls up in the lane, no good. That's going to be rebounded there by Wilson for Salem, and she's going to put it back up and good. Not a great block out there for Eliza. That's just kind of one of those fight plays. Kind of a long rebound. Addie Smith's going to try to get to the rim. Kicks it out to Sterrett. Sterrett drives baseline. He's going to kick it back out to Addie. Addie's going to get to the rim again. A lot of contact, and they are going to get a foul there. And Addie Smith's going to go to the line for 2. That foul's on number 15, Alexis Maudlin. It's her first. Like Sydney Burton's going to check back in. Addie Smith's first free throw is good. This is one of those things that's been up and down for the Lady Musketeers from the line this year. They've had some nights where they've had some really good ones, and some nights it's not been so great so far. Addie's second one is good. Salem Bell will get down the sideline, gets it to Hollowell to get it up the under the basket. Kicks it out to Redmond for 3, no good. Long rebound to Hollowell. Hollowell tries to kick it out the bat and throws it out of bounds. Again, you see just a little bit of that just tension. You see a little bit of that angst. She had a play. There wasn't a ton of pressure right there. Just gets a little bit too ahead of herself and throws it out of bounds. There's no way that Bat could have caught that ball. 8-8, just under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Addie on the drive, kicks it out to Honor. Honor kicks the Trainer. Back to Honor, looks inside to Eliza Burton at the free throw line, and that is good. Great ball movement there by the Lady Musketeers to get a wide open free throw jumper for Sydney Burton. That's going to be Maudlin up the sideline, tries to throw it over the top. Oh, wow. Ball over the top. From up here, it looks like it went off of Salem. They're going to say that it went off of Addie. Again, Salem kind of throwing that cross-court pass against the press and got tipped out of bounds. But it's going to go back to Salem. Redmond's going to check back in, and then that's going to be Hardy's going to check in for first time for the Lions. He's out top. Ball screen there. Addie Smith just going to pick her pocket and tips it away and takes it straight from her. Addie looking to run the other way. Kicks it to Honor. Honor for 3. No good. Rebound to Burton. Burton kind of muscles the way up. And good. And Eastern with a little run here. Showing a little bit of life. Really kind of making sure we get the ball to the rim. That's going to be Bat down the sideline. Kicks it to Hollowell. Crowd wanted to travel. That's going to be, I thought, another travel there from Keith. Bat's going to get in the lane, and she's going to get to the rim. No good. Rebound there by Sterrett. And they're going to get Bat for a foul. That's just a frustration foul. That's one of those tough ones. Bat got by Robbins a couple times early. That time she tried to get through Sterrett. That's not going to happen. And then just out of frustration, she's going to go foul her. Robbins going to check back in for Addie Smith. Just under a minute to play. Like to see Bailey just settle down a little bit. She's a little too hyper in that first minute and a half. Salem going to a zone. Robbins in the corner. Gets the ball inside to Sterrett. Strong post move, no good. Gets her own rebound. Puts it back up, and she's going to get fouled. I just don't know that they're going to have an answer inside there. Sterrett's just incredibly too strong. That foul's going to be on number 5, Redmond. I'm sorry. She had good position, great post entry there for Robbins. Gets it to the right side of Sterrett where she can seal. A little bit of body contact, and then she misses the first one, and she's just too strong. I don't know that anybody on Salem's team is going to be able to push her around. Batt's going to check out. That's going to be Hollowell check back into the game. So one thing Salem does, he just keeps the rotation going quickly. Barrett's second free throw is no good. That's going to be Burton on the offensive glass, and she's going to put it in. Good patience there by Burton. She had a defender. She kind of waited a second until she had an open. Eastern takes a 15-8 lead. Keith brings it up, gets it out to Maudlin. Maudlin kicks it over to Redmond. Redmond trying to get into the lane, being guarded by Burton. Kicks it back out to Maudlin. Time running down, and she had no idea. That's one of those, I think one of her teammates got to say something to her, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. It's going to be 15-8 in favor of the Lady Musketeers. We are going to cut to a commercial break. We will be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
And we're back here, Sectional 46 at Eastern High School. Again, just not a great shooting performance for Salem in that first quarter. Bat had those quick 6 points there, right there at the beginning of the game, able to get to the rim, and then Eastern made some adjustments, and then Salem not being able to knock down a three. It's going to be something that they're going to be looking to key in on as they go forward. Can they knock down some shots? Eastern just 1 of 7 from 3 as well. Trainer had a couple nice looks. Even Hunter had a couple nice looks. So, again, it's kind of the story of two different halves of that first quarter. First quarter very dominated by Salem, and then the second half of that quarter, Eastern kind of took care of business. Starting at Eastern, able to get the ball inside to Burton. Burton spins back, and no good. It's going to be rebounded there by Maudlin. Again, I like the idea. Try to get the ball inside. I think Burton's going to be a huge weapon for us. Eastern going zone. That ball's going to be try to pass inside. Looks like Burton tipped it away. They're going to get a foul there on Sydney. Just not in a great position. Tries to kind of come through. That was Maudlin. So Salem going back with their starters. It looks like. I like. Well, that's going to be Wilson starting there instead of Redmond. Going to be Keith out top. High ball screen. Keith being guarded there by Addie Smith. He's almost throws it over Redmond's head. Redmond back to Keith. Again, that double high ball screen this time. Keith's going to try to work. Gets it back out to Redmond. Kick over to Hollowell, being guarded there by Robbins. Back to Redmond, gets into the lane. Kicks down to Wilson. Nice pass there by, that's going to be by Redmond. Wilson is going to go to the line for 2. That foul's going to be on 30. That's going to be Robbins, her first. Again, we had pretty good ball pressure right there. We had just an extra person come help. They probably didn't need to come help. First free throw is no good there for Wilson. Like I said, Eastern had switched, and they were able to get into the lane, but we didn't need the extra body to come help, and as they came help, now you left somebody open. Second free throw for Wilson is good, and cuts this to a 6-point game. About a minute into this second quarter. Salem in man, just playing way off. Oh, I lied. They are in the zone. I'm sorry. Misread that. Out to Addie Smith. Kicks across for it to Trainer. Out to Robbins. Robbins gets into the lane. Gets all the way to the rim for a layup and good. Again, I think that was a better look. They were confused on their matchup, and Redmond was wide open for an easy layup. Robbins gets the ball into Sterrett. Sterrett kicks it out to Burton for a free throw jumper, no good. Rebounded by Addie Smith. Addie's going to try to get to the rim. Kicks it over to Sterrett. Sterrett kind of just muscles her way through, and she's going to pick up a foul on Redmond. Again, Sterrett just too much to handle for the Salem front line. Sterrett's first free throw is up, and it is no good. High off the rim. Those of you guys out here, you can start to see the second two teams pull in, and the gym begins to get full. And this is always exciting. It's great for the girls, great for the communities that just come. You got a full gym. Salem's fans all in neon, and Eastern's fans all in black. Their second free throw is no good. Just got again a great crowd for these girls, and so far a really good basketball game. Keith, high ball screen, gets to the rim, kicks it out to Maudlin. Maudlin kicks it out to Bat. Bat's going to get to the rim. Goes it up, no good. It's kind of a jump, Laura. It's not going to be a jump. It's going to be out of bounds. I thought that was a jump ball. Looks like Wilson had it, and it must have been Eastern tipped it out of her hands. Avery Smith going to check in for Eliza. Salem gets the ball into Hollowell. She's going to try to get into the lane, kicks it over to Maudlin. Back to Hollowell. Out to Bat. Bat's going to try to get to the rim, and she does get to the rim. And they're going to get Burton for a foul. That seemed a little bit weak. That is going to be Sydney's second foul. I don't know what she could have done different there, but if her hands are down, that's the right call. Again, our vantage point up here is not the same as theirs. Matt's first free throw is good. Again, Burton picks up her second. Again, I'm sure this is just out of an abundance of caution. Again, interesting storyline. 4 tonight, both Sydney Burton and Bailey Robbins were from Salem and transferred to Eastern in the past couple of years. So this has got to be a bittersweet, kind of strange moment for Sydney, who's playing against the school she started with. Eastern going the other way. Avery Smith out top, on the wing to Addie Smith. Salem in a man-to-man. Avery Smith's going to drive, going up against Bat. He just kind of muscles through Bat. A lot of contact, no call. Addie Smith gets that rebound. Sterrett working to post up inside. Trying to get a high ball screen there. Avery Smith on the drive, kicks it to her sister. Addie Smith on the drive. Little runner in the lane, no good. Both players end up falling down. Addie's not liking the contact she's being given. Bat's going to bring it up the other way. Salem down by 9. Bat's going to get all the way almost to the rim, and she's going to kind of toss up a prayer. And they're going to get a foul. I assume that's on Robbins. That is going to be on Robbins. That's one of those that, as a player, both Addie and Bat, when you're getting to the rim, you've got to be stronger than that. I think both of them are kind of looking for fouls right now. That last one, they didn't give the call to Addie. Bat's first free throw is no good, and then they give Bat the call there. I don't think Coach Drury liked that. She was talking with the official about, hey, those are pretty dang close plays on both ends where Matt's going to get 2 free throws and Addie's not going to get either. Matt misses the second one. And again, Eastern with a 9-point advantage, 30-21. Just a minute and 20 seconds to play here in this first half. Avery Smith out top. It's going to be poked away by Keith. She's going to find Maudlin. Maudlin finds Matt. Matt's going to bring it up. She's going to kick to Maudlin for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Eliza Sterrett. She's going to get it to Addie Smith just inside of a minute. Addie's going to try to get to the rim. Kicks to Honor. Honor gets into the lane. And it looks like the ball got ripped out of her hand, but it definitely looked like a foul. They're going to get a foul there on number 15. That's Maudlin. It was one of those in front of, it was right in front of Salem's bench. It might have looked clean, I don't know, but definitely just ripped the ball right out of her hands. Honor's going to go line for 2. First one is good. Honor had those 2 threes at the beginning of the quarter, kind of gave us a big lift. Then been quiet ever since. Second one is also good. So 8 points in the quarter for Katie Honor. Just inside the 50 seconds to play. Eastern going to try to press, see if they can't get another turnover, close out this half. It's going to be Maudlin, throws it across court to Bat. Bat going up against Sterrett. Kicks it out to Keith. Gets there just a little too big. I don't think Bat's going to get through her quite like she did against some of these other ones. That's going to be Bat on the drive. Kind of throws up a prayer. It's going to be Maudlin on the rebound. And they're going to get a jump ball there. Good hustle there by Avery Smith. It is going to stay with Salem. Maudlin gets the ball into Keith. Keith being guarded there by Addie Smith. 12 seconds to play. That's going to be Addie, just pokes it out of bounds. She's just got such quick hands. She just seems to get a piece of everything. I know they don't stat deflections, but she just seems to get a hand on everything all the time. Get the ball into Keith. Again, 8 seconds to play. High ball screen. Keith's going to get the rim. Over Honor. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. Going to be poked out of bounds. And that is going to be the end of the first half. The Lady Musketeers 32 and the Salem Lions 21. We are going to cut to a couple quick commercials. One of our sponsors tonight is Billy Martin's store. They have everything from flooring to appliances to furniture. They do deliver. Call Jan and Tanya. They will take care of your needs. They are fantastic to work with. Again, locally owned, locally operated. As always, we can support our community and as they support you. Always a great time. We will be back with some thoughts on the first half. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball, 97.9 WSLM.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree, this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
It's your Boyd County Tire Assault. Big or small, they service all. They have the name brand tires, you know, to keep it cruising on down the road. They got tires for driving me. They even got them for your farm machines. You can call them day or night. You Boyd County Tires does it right. Big or small, we service all. You Boyd County Tires.
See your Michelin dealer today for the Michelin Defender tire. It's the tire that delivers what you want. Outstanding safety, more miles and fuel efficiency, all backed by an 80,000-mile limited warranty. Don't sacrifice. Ask for the Michelin Defender tire today at your local Michelin dealer. Find the right Michelin tire and get the expert service you deserve at DuBois County Tire and Supply in Jasper, Davis County Tire and Supply in Washington, and Knox County Tire and Supply in Vincent. See manufacturer's limited warranty book for details.
It's always service all. DuBois County Tire.
It's
If you're living with back or neck pain, even the simplest tasks can feel overwhelming. But expert relief is closer than you think. Schneck now offers 2 specialized practices for spine care, Schneck Neurosurgery and Schneck Orthopedic Spine, giving you access to a full spectrum of advanced treatment options right here at home. We're proud to highlight Dr. Matthew Stanfield, a highly skilled neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience and leader of Schneck Neurosurgery, renowned for his expertise in treating complex spinal conditions. Schneck's Spine Care program proudly welcomes Dr. Kenneth McKinley, a board-certified orthopedic spine surgeon with over a decade of experience, who now leads Schneck Orthopedic Spine. Together, these 2 practices bring you comprehensive spine care, from advanced imaging and non-surgical therapies to expert surgical solutions, all tailored to your unique needs. And because it's Schneck, you'll receive compassionate, high-quality care without having to travel far. Visit schneckmed.org to learn more. Schneck Orthopedic Spine and Schneck Neurosurgery. Expert spine care close to home.
And we're back here, Eastern High School. Again, this is sectional 46. Eastern on top, 32-21. But before we get in and talk the game, we want to talk about a special event that's coming up. WSLM is turning 73. It's their 73rd birthday on February 14th. And so they thought of a creative way to celebrate the 73rd birthday and being a part of Salem and this community. They're going to celebrate with a food drive at Salem's Walmart from 9 a.m. to noon. And all of that food will go to the Washington County Food Bank. I know that Becky and Greg are always looking for ways to help out the community. I know that they seem to be such a critical part, vital part of everything that seems to happen in Salem. So what better way to celebrate the radio station's birthday, the 73rd birthday? So I didn't know that they had been around quite that long. So that was news to me. But to celebrate their birthday, they're going to celebrate, again, a food drive, February 14th there at Salem Walmart. They're going to come out and sponsor or help the Washington County Food Bank and celebrate the birthday with them. I'm sure they'll be there. They'd love to talk and wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. Again, we also have that Valentine's Day dinner, February 14th at Southern Hills Church, sponsoring or supporting Outside the Wall. It's going to be a lasagna dinner, a silent auction, and a dessert auction. All proceeds are going to go to Outside the Halls. If you want to RSVP for that, the number is 812-967-9255. If you're looking for Valentine's plans, you can come celebrate WSLM with food drive, and then go out, take your wife or husband out to do a great dinner sponsored there by Southern Hills. For tonight's game, again, just a fantastic first half. Again, that beginning of that first quarter was absolutely just 100% the Amity Bat show. She was just dominant, just able to get to the rim. She is the leading scorer for the Lions. She's got 10 of their 21, and really she's been able to get to the rim about any time. Eastern did make some adjustments, and really she kind of ran into a wall a couple of times there with Burton and Starrett, and was not able to kind of get quite as far and quite as deep as she wanted to. Had a couple turnovers. Story of the game, I think, is the second part of that first quarter. Our press was able to kind of get them rattled just a little bit. Salem made a couple of errant passes, a little long passes, one throw out of bounds, and then Eastern able to convert on the other end right there. Both teams, again, just seemed a little scattered there to start the game. It seems both teams kind of settled in just a little bit. I know Coach Tomlinson was not happy there for a minute because I think he had told them something, and then the very next play they didn't do it, and then he told them again, and then the next play they didn't do it. So I know that he was fired up, but they settled in definitely a little bit. They definitely have a strategy. It must not have been a strategy, as upset as he was. They had just left some girls wide open, and Eastern able to make them pay on the other end. Trainer was left wide open for a three. Hunter was left wide open for a couple threes. In this first half, you got Trainer had three. Addie Smith just with 2 points. Sorry, I'm on the wrong line. Sydney Burton with 8 points. Addie Smith with 5 points. Katie Hunter had 8, and then Bailey Robbins with 7. So fairly balanced, kind of what you expected to see for the Lady Musketeers. You've got really 4 contributing scorers. For Salem, you've got Bat with 10, and then Hollowell with 6. Had a couple threes there, and really everyone else has been fairly quiet. So it's going to be kind of who steps up for the Lady Lions and who's going to be able to come in and get some points. Got to put some points on the board. They've had a couple looks. Really, there's a couple times I feel like Hollowell was open, and she was probably their best look, and they just either didn't see her or just weren't able to get her the ball. or just kind of had tunnel vision. I know sometimes that's the way it goes. You're trying to do what the coach said, and you're trying to do this thing and get into the lane or whatever, and really kind of left her. She's one of their better shooters, and really kind of left her the leading scorer kind of out to dry, where she's saying, "Hey, just give me the rock, and I'll see if I can't put it in." But they kind of missed her a few times. So again, just a very exciting first half so far. For Salem, they are shooting right at 38% on the half from three, just shooting 22%. For Eastern, they're shooting 33% on the half, and then also shooting 33% from the line. Eastern is also 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Salem 3 of 6 from the free throw line. So again, neither team getting to the line quite a bit. As much contact as there has been, really both drives, whether it's been Bat or Keith get to the rim, or Addie or Robbins or Honor a couple times. Man, there's just been so much contact, and the officials have let them play. And I know that this is sectional basketball, and sometimes that's kind of the way it is. They let them play a little bit more. It seems like in the sectional. I don't think either end's been unfair by any imagination. I'm sure I don't like a call here or don't like a call there, but that's the nature of watching sports. But again, letting that contact kind of happen. Probably neither coach is loving that, because probably thinking that they could have got another 6-8 free throws out of that first half, and some opportunities for some easy points. Again, a lot of action in the area tonight. This is night 2 for most sectionals at West Washington. This is just night 1. Again, they had to postpone last night due to weather. So we'll talk just a little bit about that tonight. South Central is playing Gordon at that sectional. Thursday night, be tomorrow night, West Washington will play Rock Creek. New Wash will play Christian Academy at that sectional. Tonight, in our second game here at Eastern High School, will be Paoli, the Rams Paoli playing the Providence Pioneers. Providence, I think, was ranked 12th in the state in 2A. They're playing some really good basketball down the stretch. Crawford won last night. Really struggled last night with that Lanesville team. I was a little surprised because Crawford had got some votes and they had played pretty well down the stretch in their sectional as well. Meanwhile, in the 3A sectional in our area, that was at Charlestown. Last night, Silver Creek beat Scottsburg. Madison beat Corden. Friday night, Charlestown will play Silver Creek. That will be the game that I'm probably looking forward to the most, to see how that one plays out. And then North Harrison will play Madison. Really just all 4 of those teams, really Charlestown, Silver Creek, and Madison, all just very solid and are going to be ready to go. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the second half of this basketball game.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Before by Duke Energy shareholders.
And we're back to the start of the second half. The Lady Musketeers going back with their original starters. Salem's going back with their original starters. Addie Smith on the wing, trying to get down the sideline, kicks it out to Honor. Honor top of the key. She's going to drive down the lane. Either she tripped on herself, and it looked like she stepped on Keith's foot, but she fell down. Ball went out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover to Salem. And Eastern with a 11-point advantage. Keith bringing the ball up. Eastern in a zone, a 1-3-1. Salem kind of surveying, seeing what to do about this. Keith up top. Don't know what happened, but Hollowell went flying over there. I don't know if there was contact or a push or she tripped or what. It's going to be Redmond gets out to Keith, over to Bat. The zone kind of throwing him for a loop for a second. Salem passing around. That's going to be over to Maudlin. Back out to Hollowell. Back to Keith. Bat's looking for a lane. Gets it over to Maudlin. They do finally get the ball inside. Redmond kicks it right back out. They're going to get it over to Keith out top. Salem not either being extremely patient or just not really seeing a gap to try to get inside. Keith back out top. Gets it to Bat. Bat's always looking to try to get a lane Not seeing anything right now. Keith out the bat. Over to Redmond. Back to Hollowell. Back to Redmond. That's going to be Keith's now. Finally fire for three. No good. Rebound Sidney Burton. So good defensive possession there by the Musketeers. Salem showing a lot of patience. Salem in a man-to-man. Again, I really expected a zone look out of Salem. They had some breakdowns there in that first half, so maybe that's the adjustment Wade was thinking they needed. Addie Smith off the high ball screen. Screen roll there by Burton. She's being grabbed there by Bat. On that screen roll, goodness gracious. Ball's going to end up, and then Burton kind of fouls her back. On that screen roll, Burton had her hand up, and Bat 100% had a hold of Sydney's off hand, just literally hanging on to her. When that ball went past there, then she kind of fouled her back. So Burton's going to pick up her third foul. That was a missed call right there because Sydney couldn't do anything about that one. She probably didn't need to foul there, but Bat outside. Eastern staying in that zone. Finds Hollowell in the corner for three. And good. Again, even if we're going to play zone, we got to make sure that we know where she is. She is their leading scorer. She is the person that we don't want to get hot. They cut it to 8. Addie Smith's going to fire for three. No good. The ball's going to be chased down there by Keith. He gets it to Bat. Bat's bringing it up. That's Sterritt just checking the game for Burton. Bat's going to get all the way to the rim. No good. Rebounded there by Honor. Bat's got to be careful. She gets frustrated on a miss, and she kind of goes for a jab. They called her once for it. They didn't call her that time. Robbins out top. Being guarded there by Hollowell. Out to Avery Smith. And she's there about half court, and Coach Drury said to just hold the ball. So I don't know if this is just to shorten the game. Avery's going to drive, kicks it to Honor. Honor baseline drive, kicks it out to Robbins. Robbins almost gets her pocket pick there. Addie Smith going up against Bat, kick to Honor. Honor gets into the lane. Again, she's a lot of contact. No call there. I don't know. I'm seeing something very different. Hollowell is going to be from the wing. No good. Rebound there by Honor. She's off to the races. And they're going to get a foul on, it looks like it's going to be on Keith. It's going to be her first foul, I think. And that's Honor's going to go to the line for two. One of those things, it's as they let them play, it's the disparity. That's my thing. I don't care what you call and don't call, but the disparity of contact has got to be consistent. So, what just happened on the previous play was really a lot of contact, and then there you got a little bit of contact. And I agree that they're both fouls, but my problem is they're both fouls. Honor's first free throw is good, and Bailey Trainer's going to check into the game. Honor's second free throw is good as well. And Eastern extends this back to 10. Coach Drury's got a message for Robbins and for Burton as they are both out together. Eastern in that zone. Looks like a 2-3 zone this time. Going to be Redmond out top, gets to Hollowell. I stand corrected. They are in man-to-man. I'm so sorry. I misread that one. Tries to get the ball in the bat. That's going to be fouled there by Katie Honor. That's one of those you've got to front your cutters. If you're going to play man, you're going to play that help side. You cannot let that cutter get in front of you. And she kind of let Bat get in front of her, and then she last minute tries to step in there. They're going to get you every time. Then gets the ball in the bat in the corner. Being guarded by Honor. He's on the wing out the bat. Bat gets it into Redmond. Back out to Keith. Keith looking to drive. Out to Hollowell. That's going to be stolen. They're going to get a foul there on Avery Smith. I did not see her right hand, so they must have said she's in her back, but it looked like Avery had a very clean steal there. That's going to be Wilson's going to check into the game for Redmond. 3:38 to play. Eastern with a 10-point advantage. Gets the ball into Hollowell. Hollowell out to Bat's going to get into the lane. Hands off to Keith. Keith down the left side. Out to Maudlin. Maudlin's going to fire a three. No good. Rebounded there by Honor. She's going to get it to a lot of contact there. Addie Smith's going to get into the lane. It's going to be poked. Looks like it got chipped, and it's going to be off of Addie. Out of bounds. It's going to be to Salem. Addie's telling Coach, hey, I'm getting grabbed here. I can't do anything about this. Salem inbound to Keith. Going to bring it up. And Eastern in a man-to-man right now with a 10-point advantage. 3:13 to play. Trying to hand off to Hollowell. Hollowell falls down. Keith out to Hollowell. High ball screen. Kicks over to Bat. Bat down the baseline. And just loses it. Again, she kind of runs into that wall with Starrett and Honor and just loses it. Addie Smith on the wing. Tries to get to the rim. Over to Trainer. Out to Robbins. Back to Addie. Addie. It's going to be a blocking foul there on Bat. Again, that fell on the last play, and I think the crowd wanted a charge. Again, I don't know that she's set, but that's a bang play. Maudlin's going to check into the game for Keith right now. Eastern's going to inbound, gets it into Honor. Honor to Addie Smith. She's going to fire for three. They just kind of left her wide open. That's going to be rebounded there by Robbins. Robbins is going to pull up about 15. No good. Rebounded by Starrett, and she's going to put it in. Again, she's just, I don't know that they have an answer for her strength inside. She's able to get to the offensive glass and clean up the mess. Bat's going to drive down the sideline. Got bumped there by Robbins. No call. Rebounded there by Eastern. Alterations. Bat did not like it. Kick to Honor. They're going to get the ball into Starrett. Starrett finds Addie Smith. Nice cut. Nice pass there by Eliza Starrett. Starrett kind of got the ball in that short corner. Addie just makes a quick cut to the lane. Starrett finds her. Addie's going to go up. She's going to get to the line for two. That foul is on 15. It looks like Maudlin is going to pick up her third. They got a wet spot on the floor. That's what they're looking at. Don has several elementary middle school boys here to help with the officials and the water and clean up the floor, and so they get a little a round of applause. I appreciate supporting these young guys. Addie Smith's first free throw is good. Keith's going to check back into the game for Wilson. I have to imagine that on that last play, she did something to her shoulder, did not like it. She's kind of grimacing a little bit as she came out. And second free throw is good. Keith's going to bring it up. Eastern with a 14-point advantage there. Into Redmond on the high post. Handoff to Keith. No good on the layup. Nice play there. Just not able to convert. Addie Smith going the other way. Finds Robbins. Robbins goes up. Tough on it. That's going to be two for Robbins. Kind of a tough layup there. A lot of contact. Both girls end up on the ground. Keith high ball screen. Double ball screen there. Driving against Robbins. Kick out to, that's going to be Bat for three. No good. Rebounded there by Eastern. Eastern looking ahead, finds Robbins. They're going to get her for a travel. I think that is the right call. I know that nobody's going to like that one, but it is the right call. Number 12, that's going to be, I did not have that one written down. I'm so sorry. Number 12, I think it's Natalie Day is going to check in for Salem, and then Emma Bronner is going to check in for Eastern. Yeah, that's Adley Days. I didn't have her written down. I'm so sorry. Or no, I think I had the wrong number written down. Keith's going to get all the way to the rim and lays it in. Nice job there by Keith. She just kind of weaves in and out of traffic. Robbins on the inbound. There was nobody up there. Gets it to Trainer. Back to Robbins. Addie Smith must have come out. Robbins is going to get to the rim, gets it out to Bronner, over to Sterrett, back out to Bailey Trainer, then gets it into Sterrett, post move, no good, and Maudlin can't come up with it. It's going to be Abigail Hardy's going to check into the game. Robbins finds Sterrett on the inbound. It's going to look like a jump ball there between Sterrett and Day. It's going to be Salem basketball. And Eastern still staying in that man-to-man. 14-point advantage, 30 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Keith going up against Robbins. Try to get to the lane, kicks out to Day. Back out to Keith. Keith gets into the lane. Stripped away there by Sterrett. Sterrett goes to Robbins, and Coach Drury says, take one shot. 15 seconds to play. Robbins out top. Dave giving her quite a bit of space. Trainer going to try to drive. Out to Horner. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Robbins going to fire for three. No good. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. Eastern on top, 40-26. We are going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
When it comes to getting the job done right, from driveways to bridge work and paving to construction and excavating, there's one name you can count on: Temple & Temple Excavating. Serving homeowners and also handling big jobs for city, county, and state highway projects, they've built a reputation on quality work since 1948. Driveways, construction, demolition. If you need it moved, cleared, built, or torn down, call Temple & Temple Excavating at 812-883-6644. Temple & Temple have been supporting Washington County for 77 years, one project at a time. Call Temple & Temple today at 812-883-6644, or find them online at templeandtemple.com, where you can also apply for job opportunities.
And we're back here, Eastern High School, sectional 46. Salem starting the fourth quarter. That's going to be with, looks like Keith, Redmond, Wilson, Hollowell, and Maudlin. And then Eastern looks like they're going back with their starters. You just kind of wonder. So Salem's got Amity Bat with 10, and then Hollowell with 9. Just wonder who else is going to step up for them. Eastern, that's going to be, they're going to get the ball inside to Burton. Burton, a little turnaround, no good. Rebounded there by Avery. Kicks it out to Addie Smith, to Hunter. Hunter gets in the lane. A lot of contact. Going to be rebounded there by, they're going to get a travel there. That was rebounded there by Maudlin. She was stretched about as far as she could, and she just couldn't stretch any further. But you wonder, again, I think Salem, who's going to step up in this fourth quarter if they're going to turn this 14 points into a game. Eastern inbounds, gets it into Hunter. Hunter gets into the lane. Out to Robbins. Robbins for three, and good. Good ball movement there by the Musketeers. And Eastern takes a 43-26 advantage. Keith off the high ball screen. Kicks it out to Redmond. Hand off to Hollowell. Eastern in a man-to-man. Redmond, top of the key, hands off to Keith. High ball screen. She may have not been set there. Out to Hollowell. Eastern playing man, but kind of just sagging off everywhere. Keith, top of the key. Addie just gave her some space. She's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Maudlin. She's going to find Wilson. Wilson tries to lay it in and no good. Rebounded there by Burton. Eastern coming the other way. Nobody picks Sydney up. She's going to go all the way to the rim for two. And they're going to get a foul there on, I think it's on Wilson, I assume. Again, this is one of those things that just kind of drives me crazy because Wilson's in pretty good position, minimal contact. There has been way more contact on so many of these guard drives that they've let go, and then they're we'll take the N1, don't get me wrong, but again, the disparity of contact is just tough. It's because it's give that call. Again, several times with Addie and really Bat both. They just, a lot of contact, no call. Salem gets it into Hollowell. Out to, it's going to get it over to Maudlin. Out to Bat. Bat on the wing. Eastern in that man-to-man. Hollowell on the wing. Kicks it across to Maudlin. Maudlin goes down the baseline, finds Wilson on the other block. Out to Hollowell for three. No good. And that's going to be a rebound there by Maudlin. Good rebound there from Maudlin. Kicks it out to Redmond for three. No good. That rebound's going to be the Horner that time. She was not going to be denied that particular rebound. Eastern with a 20-point advantage, 6 points to play. Addie Smith gets to the rim. No good. You tell Addie's a little frustrated with herself. She gets all the way there. She just got to be patient and finish. Matt on the drive. She's going to find Hollowell. Hollowell's going to fire for three and good. And Salem is going to call a timeout. That is going to be a full timeout. We're going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we're back here, Sectional 46 at Eastern High School. Just looking through some numbers, thanks to JD and his staff. Looks like one stat that I probably haven't mentioned this game. You kind of wondered, and I probably should have brought this up at the end of the half, is just who's going to control the glass. I just mentioned that right there when Maudlin was fighting for that rebound. Eastern is out-rebounding Salem right now. So right now it's a 30-21 advantage there at the end of that third quarter. So doing a pretty nice job. Eastern with 13 offensive rebounds. Now, we haven't converted all those to points, but anytime you give a team 13 offensive rebounds, you're giving them 13 more chances. At a ball game, I know it seems like, it's a 17-point game, but the 13 opportunities, it could be a big difference. Salem's going to pull out their press, 2-2-1. Addie Smith up against press, full court down to Burton. And they're going to get in Burton travel. That was definitely a bad travel. I think she was going to either turn and pass or turn and dribble, and she got kind of stuck in between and then didn't do either. So Salem forced the turnover. Bat's going to kick it down to Hollowell. Hollowell back out to Bat. Eastern in a man-to-man. Bat gets down that sideline. Tries to find Hollowell's going to be tipped out of bounds there by none other than Addie Smith. Again, she just gets her hands on everything. Maudlin going to check it in for the Lions. Finds Hollowell in the corner. And that's going to be, looks like, taken away there by Addie Smith. And they're going to fight over it. It's going to end up being a jump ball. That is going to stay Salem basketball. Hollowell kind of ended up on Addie. I don't think she liked that one. Inbound, that's going to come to Redmond. Redmond tries to get in the lane, kicks it back out to Hollowell. Again, you just kind of wonder if somebody else is going to be able to get hot. Bat's going to dribble down that right side. She's going to get to the rim. No good. She had a great look at it. Robbins coming the other way, finds Addie Smith. Eastern with a 17-point advantage, just over 5 minutes to play. Addie high ball screen. She's going to go right to the rim. She's going to get all the way to the rim, and she is going to go to the line for two. That was one of those kind of slow-developing plays. She kind of went off that ball screen, and that's going to be Wilson on the foul. Just nobody kind of guarded her. She kind of just inched her way in, and then she kind of had an opening, so she went ahead and went for it. It was kind of an awkwardly developing play. Addie Smith goes to the line, and she puts her first one in. He's going to check back in for Salem. Eastern with a 47-29 advantage. Addie's second free throw is good, so 48-29, 5 minutes to play. Keith gets it up to Bat. I think she got by with the travel there, a little drag foot. Finds Hollowell in the corner. Hollowell finds Wilson. Wilson kicks it out to Matt. Over to Redmond. Back to Keith. Keith got looks like a three, no good. Going to be rebounded there by Hollowell. Back over to Keith. Keith's going to fire again. No good. Rebounded there by Redmond, right in the middle of the lane. They're going to get it back to Bat. Eastern's got to rebound the basketball. Bat kicks it out to Redmond. I just mentioned rebounding, and we've given up two guys. Keith's going to kick to Bat. Bat's going to drive, get to the rim, and she is going to travel. You can just see, one that Salem's down, but you can just see there's a little bit of tension. They're just not seeing the shots. Keith had a couple wide open looks, unable to convert. Salem trying to press. Addie Smith kicks it over the top to Connor. Connor gets back to Addie Smith. Salem in a 2-3 zone. Robbins looking inside. And this is one of those, you've seen Coach Drury just pull it out and stall kind of in these situations a few times. Eastern just kind of passing around the perimeter right now. Gets on the wing to Honor. Honor's going to get into the lane. He kind of runs over Wilson, but Wilson was definitely not set. I don't know if she was ready for it. Honor's going to go line for two. It was kind of an odd play. Wilson was guarding Burton, and kind of at the last second, she kind of stepped over, and just Honor kind of ran her over. Wilson's going to go get a foul, and Honor's going to go to the line for two. First free throw is good. That's going to be Maudlin's going to check in for the Lions. Eastern extends this lead back to 20. 3:49 to play. Honor's second free throw is also good. He's going to bring it up for the Lions. Right down the middle of the floor, kicks it out to Redmond. Redmond for three, no good. Rebounded there by Bass. Again, Salem rebounded the ball well here in this fourth quarter. Going to be back to Maudlin. Keith thought about a three. At this point, Salem's got to be with a little bit more urgency. That's going to be deflected. Could be out of bounds. Ball went out of bounds. It was 100% off of Eastern. They signaled the wrong way. Okay, they did correct it. That is definitely the right call. The guy on the baseline is not looking at that tip. He's just looking at the ball going out of bounds. He signaled the other way. It'll be Salem basketball. Redmond driving against Avery Smith. Pulls up in a lane. No good. Rebounded there by Honor. Addie Smith's going to go down the right side. He's going to get all the way to the rim. Finds Burton. And Burton's going to get fouled. Burton's going to go line for two. That's going to be 15 Maudlin. I think that's her fourth. So it looks like Wilson with four and Maudlin with four. Eastern with a 50-29 advantage. Just over 3 minutes to play. Sydney's first free throw is no good. It hung on the rim about as long as you possibly could. It looks like Trainer going to check in. And then Sarah's looking to check in. I guess she must be getting Burton, who's shooting the free throws right now. Sydney's second free throw is up and good. They're going to check into the game. Again, just over 3 minutes play. 51-29 in favor of the Lady Musketeers. Eastern still in there, man-to-man. Keith off the high ball screen. She's going to get down that right side. Avery's there to meet her. Keith out the bat. Bat's going to try to drive. Kicks out to Keith. Keith's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Honor. And Honor just got so much more size over these Salem guards. Salem trying to, I think they're trying to they're trying to match up. Okay, I think there was some confusion about what defense they were in. Addie Smith's going to get to the rim, and she's going to shoot a layup. No good. She just got to stop and finish. She's just kind of in a hurry, and she kind of throws it up left-handed, just stop and just shoot a layup. Salem was kind of discombobulated a little bit. High ball screen. Keith's going to fire down the right side. No good. Rebounded there by Starrett. And they're going to get a jump ball there at two Salem players and Starrett. Starrett almost won the jump ball. Just over 2 minutes to play. Salem still trying to press, see if they can't hang on just a little longer. Addy back to Avery Smith. Avery able to break the press up that right side. Finds Connor. Out to Avery. Back out to Addy Smith. And I imagine now it's one of those layups and free throw situations. Addy kicks to Avery. Over to Trainer. Back out to Addy. And at this point, it's going to be just Coach Tomlinson saying, get up and guard. We got to go guard. If you're going to, you got to go guard. Avery going to drive. Looks like this kind of this weave stall action. Going to find Honor, and they are going to go ahead and foul. They're going to foul Katie Honor. That is going to be the bonus, I think. That's going to be a foul on Keith. That's going to be her second foul. That is going to put Eastern in the bonus, so Honor's going to go line for two. Sure, the scoreboard people are going to go crazy because right now that did put Eastern in the bonus. Eastern had not committed a foul this quarter. Very different Salem team this quarter because they just really haven't attacked the rim like they did in that first quarter or even part of that third quarter. They settled full more jumpers and they pulled out the dribble several times or just passed out several times. They really haven't attacked the rim quite the same. Honor's first free throw was no good. Second one is good. Minute and a half to play. Eastern 52-29 on top of the Lions. Keith out top finds Hollowell. Hollowell's going to fire for three and good. He can shoot. That's her fifth three of the game. Salem is going to call a timeout. That is going to be a full timeout. We'll stay right here. Again, this broadcast is brought to you by Sullivan Feed Mill. If there's anything you need in the farming or home world, or if you need any kind of feed, anything like that, Junior and Yvonne Sullivan are just absolutely fantastic to work with. They will get you whatever you need. They are locally owned, locally operated. They've been in business for a very long time. Again, if you are anywhere near Beacon, I'm sure you know of them. They do just a fantastic job. Also, this game brought to you by Billy Martin's store. Janet and Tanya just do a fantastic job. If you're looking for furniture, appliances, flooring, anything, they will deliver. They can help you get things installed and all that kind of good stuff. A lot of times they can do that same day. They're just great to work with. And if they don't have what you need on the showroom, they can get you what you need pretty quickly. Again, it's great to have people like this in the community that can get you what you need. You don't have to go to the city or anything like that. You just can shop local and all that kind of good stuff. I'm sure Coach Tomlinson saying, girls, we got to go, right? I know it seems out of reach, but this is one of those you just keep playing. You just keep playing. It's never time to quit. You just keep playing. Meanwhile, for Eastern, Allie and Ashton Johannesburg are going to check in. Robbins is going to check in, and Starrett's going to check in. Starrett up the sideline, gets to Robbins. Robbins finds Trainer up the sideline. Trainer to Robbins. Robbins out to Allie Johannesburg. Allie's going to get it to Trainer. Just over a minute to play. Trainer out top. Back to Allie. Allie's going to try to hand off to Robbins. Robbins going to try to get to the rim. I don't know what she's doing. She just needs to pull out. Robbins trying to get to the rim. She's going to go to the line for two. That foul is going to be on Keith. 53 seconds to play. Eastern with a 20-point advantage. Robbins at the free throw line. First one is good. And for Salem, they're gonna clear their bench. That's going to be Hardy's going to check in. Number 3, that's going to be Bailey Chastain's going to check in, and then Bailey Smith, I think, is going to check in. I saw that number right. Robbins' second free throw is no good. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. That's going to be Salem basketball. That's going to be Adley Day going to check in for the Lions. For number 15, Alexis Maudlin. That is, again, the only senior on this Salem roster. So she's coming out of her last game. Again, wish her all the best in the future. Adley Day going to bring it up for the Lady Lions. Wing to Chastain. Chastain being guarded there by Robbins. After Bailey Smith. And they're going to get, it's going to be a foul there on Ashton Johanning. I don't know what she was thinking. I can say that because it's my kid. Again, 30 seconds to play. Really no reason for a foul here. Emma Bronner did check in for the Musketeers. I think I missed her. I think she just checked in for on that last play. So that's going to be out of bounds. It looks like Salem inbounded, and then the inbounder tried to come back and get it. It's going to be a turnover. It's going to be Eastern basketball. Robin's going to bring it up. I imagine she's going to bring it across and pick it up. Inside of 30 seconds to play. Gets it over to Trainer. Trainer out to Alley. Johanningsmeyer. Just pick it up and hold it. 15 seconds. Over to Trainer. 10 seconds. And Eastern is going to take this one 53-32. And that is the ball game. This is game one of the second night of Sectional 46. Again, Lady Musketeers on top of the rival Salem Lions, 53-32. We are going to cut to one quick commercial, and we will be right back with some thoughts and stats on tonight's game. Again, this has been 97.9 WSLN Lady Musketeer Basketball.
High school sports have a unique way of setting the tone for our entire school community. How? By demanding our very best, no matter who we are.
Every student, coach, parent, and fan has a responsibility to practice good sportsmanship at athletic events. It's on each of us to lead by example with our behavior.
The way we behave is not only a reflection of our own character, but of our schools as well. It lets everyone know this is how we do things at our school. This is what we expect. This is who we are.
So, whether you're playing, coaching, or cheering, always demonstrate integrity with your words, actions, and attitudes at our athletic events. Our school's image is up to us.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Help set the tone by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is leading by example. This is leaving a positive impression. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back here, Sectional 46. This is the Lady Musketeers victorious over the Salem Lions, 53-32. Really just after kind of a slow start for the Lady Musketeers, Salem jumped out to just a fantastic start. Really led there by Amity Batt at the beginning of the game. As Eastern able to kind of slow down a little bit and kind of get things back. And I think it really did come down to some inexperience. Salem's kind of been in this the whole game. They've just got an incredibly talented freshman class. And they've got an incredibly bright future. But for tonight, just I don't know if it's a collection of nerves or just inexperience. Eastern are able to take care of business. Eastern just, again, able to settle in and take great shots. We had a couple stretches of defensive lapses there, but just too big, too physical, especially on the glass. Some stats for tonight's game. First for Salem, Amity Batt with 10. So she had 10 in the first half, did not score in the second half. So really, the difference of those two halves really was Batt just really dominant in that first half. She had 10 points. Marissa Redmond had 2 points. Hadley Keith just with 2 points. You think, as much as she handles the ball, just really not a great shooting night for her. Just 1 of 9 from the field. Does a nice job facilitating the game, keeping the pace of the game, and really handles the ball really well. Just not able to get it going in the scoring column. Salem was led by Kinsley Hollowell. Sorry, she had 15, had 5 threes on the game. She was 5 of 8 from 3, which is a very impressive percentage. And then Sydney Wilson had 3 on the game as well. For the Lady Musketeers, Bailey Trainer with 3, Sydney Bergman with 12, Addie Smith with 9, Katie Honor with 13, and then Bailey Robbins with 13, and then Eliza Sterrett with 3. I wondered if Eastern was going to get 4 girls in double figures. I mentioned that a couple times. You had Bergman with 12, Honor with 13, Robbins with 13, and then Addie Smith with 9. really kind of right on par for what we've seen when Eastern's been successful at seeing kind of that well-rounded scoring. Again, the other part for the night is out-rebounding. That fourth quarter, I thought Salem did a much better job rebounding the basketball, but Eastern out-rebounded 37-30 on the game. And really the big difference is 14 offensive rebounds. I don't have the stat of how many of those offensive rebounds turned into points, but you don't have to score that many times for that to be such a big difference. In a 20-point game, you're getting 14 extra possessions. Meanwhile, for Salem, they had 9 offensive rebounds, and I bet 5 of them win that fourth quarter. So you really just to keep fighting with a chance to kind of make something happen. For the other impressive stat for the Lady Musketeers, they were 18 of 24 from the line. So really were able to get it done from the free throw line tonight. 18 of 24, just 6 misses. Salem, on the other hand, just shot 6 free throws tonight, 3 of 6 from the line. Some of that, maybe just the officials let them play more than what they were expecting. In that first quarter, they're really attacking the rim heavy, and then not quite as aggressive to the rim, really, most of the rest of the game. That's something that, Coach Thompson's going to, I'm sure, be looking for in the future is can these guards get to the rim, get to the free throw line to get some of those easy points, and really just keep the defense on their heels. Again, just a very exciting game tonight, exciting atmosphere for these ladies. We've got lots more basketball this week. This second game is going to be Paoli versus Providence. I would imagine that Providence is the favorite, coming in just really having a really solid record. I'm trying to get back to that one. I'm so sorry. Providence coming in 11-8, winning 3 of their last 4. Probably the favorite in this particular game tonight. And then Friday night you'll have Clarksville will play Crawford County, and then Eastern will play the winner of this game. And then followed up, those 2 winners will play on Saturday night. If I see any other scores, I'll try to share those with you as they come in. I haven't seen anything yet from the area. I stand corrected. Borden did win tonight against South Central. They were victorious 63-42 over South Central. Probably everyone expected that. Borden just a fantastic basketball team looking to return to the state final game where they were victorious last year. We've got a lot of basketball ahead. Hopefully no more weather coming in this week, and we're going to have full days of school and full days of practice and all of that kind of stuff. If you guys can get out and support your local teams, this is always just a great week for these young ladies. I know that they love the fans. They love having all of this. Again, we have 2 great events coming up on the 14th. We've got the Love Dinner supporting Outside the Walls there at Southern Hills. If you are interested in that, taking your significant other to that dinner, it's RSVP 812-967-9255. And that morning, again, we want to say happy birthday to WSLM. That's going to be their 73rd birthday. They're going to have a food drive there at Salem Walmart from 9 a.m. to noon, and all proceeds will go to the Washington County Food Bank. It's been a great night of basketball. We got another game coming up. We will be back on the air on Friday, and I think they're going to have the Salem game on Thursday. The Salem boys game will be on the air on WSLM. That's going to be it for tonight. Again, sectional 46. Salem falls to Lady Musketeers 53-32. Best of luck to the Musketeers later on this week as they follow up the game tonight. This has been Jake Johannesmeyer, Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLM.